are the process advisors for the awards. Without any further ado, we will start. We'll get quickly into the process. So the agenda for the call today is we'll take you through the entire process that we have put together for the awards in terms of the categories, eligibility criteria, the entire thought of the awards, and then we will open up the forum for Q&A. So in case if there is any query that you all have while I'm talking about the categories, just raise your hand and we'll take up those questions at the end of the session. And you can also put in your queries on the chat, um, and we'll take it up from there. Okay, I'm quickly going to share my screen. I hope my screen is visible to everybody. So, just talking about the awards and giving you a little background about this. So, the FI India exhibition has been going on since many years, right? And it is one of the established exhibitions that Informa conducts over a period of so many years. And in order to again have a dedicated platform to recognize excellence in the F&B manufacturing industry, the ingredient manufacturing industry, and even the entire ecosystem that we have in this. The thought came as to why don't we introduce the FI India Awards? And this awards specifically recognizes the good work that's happening in the F&B industry, and we've seen in the past that there are several awards which exist, but nothing that is so much into nothing that gets into the core of F&B. So we this year we have put together a lot of categories which will cover the ecosystem in terms of startups, organizations, F&B, nutraceutical industry, all of it from our side. We have put together basis the feedback we have received from the participants as well as the jury members in the past. And we've tried and made it very inclusive this time. So without any further ado, I'll just get into the categories. I know there are a few people who have joined in. Welcome, everybody. We have just started with our presentation. Reintroducing myself, I'm Prakash Srivastava from Ernst Young, and we are the process advisors. And we'll just take you through the entire process for the awards that we have put together in terms of categories, the eligibility criteria, and the entire overall process. And if there are any questions or queries you may have, kindly raise your hand and we'll take it up at the end of the session. You can also use the chat box to put in your queries, and we'll just take those questions at the end of the session once the presentation is completed. So this year, as you can see on the screen, we have 12 categories, and few again are a combination of what we had in the past 2 years, and a few are newly introduced this year basis the feedback, our research, and also interest from potential participants like you all, right? So we'll deep dive into each of the categories. We'll explain you what the category means, and also the parameters that we will be keeping in mind while evaluating these entries. So how this will help is the application form that you all see on the portal, which is live currently, also are in line with these parameters. So when the jury members are evaluating your entries, they will keep this in mind. So if you haven't filled the application form till now, kindly ensure that when you fill it for the respective category, you keep these parameters in mind and submit your application along with as many supporting documents as possible. So we'll start with the first category being excellence in product innovation. So as the name suggests, we will, in this category specifically, we'll be recognizing a product that stands out in terms of the features or any new age technology that has been used in order to enhance the overall effectiveness of the product. Again, this will be focused on how are you enhancing the customer experience and also solving any existing problem that may exist in a food or beverage industry, right? So now this product innovation could be in terms of either starting a new range of product, which is kind of a requirement, or in terms of manufacturing. There could be some problems which you will be facing as an organization, or your vendors will be facing, or maybe the customers will be facing. So it's very important that when you fill the application form for this category, you bring out the problem that this product is solving. It will help in giving that leverage to the jury members and also understanding and evaluating you better. In terms of parameters, because it's a product innovation category, what is the uniqueness of the innovation and what problem is it solving? That's very important to highlight. Along with how is the customer accepting this, and how is the market accepting this? That's also very important, because we see there are a lot of products, and especially in the F&B industry, because the customers are so fragile and unpredictable. There are a lot of products which are being launched and also gets discontinued. So it's important to understand the parameter and how are the customers accepting your product, and also the market on an overall basis, right? And if there is any survey that you all would have done before launching the product in the market, that could be something which you could talk about in your application form, just to give us a sense as to what was the survey or some pre-launch activity done in order to uh, introduce this in the market. And technology, definitely, on how will this really stand out, and how are you going to scale it using technology, and the overall impact of this on your customer or whoever your end audience is. So that's with the first category. Moving on to the second one, which is excellence in new brand launch. Again, as the name specify, and as I mentioned previously, there are several brands that gets launched in the F&B, and along with the, when I say, sorry, is there a question? Okay, no problem. So like I was talking about, excellence in new brand launch, right? So when we say F&B, we also include the nutraceutical industry, right? Because that's also, we see that there are a lot of um, health benefited products which are being launched in the market. So second category specifically for new brand launches that has happened in the last 2 years, and how has it impacted the company, your brand, and overall market expectation. So the difference between the first and two is, first one will, because it's innovation, so it's definitely going to be something that exists. And how have you made change in an existing product, using technology. Second one is specifically for a new brand launch. Because we know that there's a lot of work that goes into launching anything in the market. So, even if you see the parameters, it is towards how has this product increased your brand visibility and marketing effectiveness. Then what has been how has been the sales of this since the last 2 years that it has been launched. How are the customers engaging towards this product, or whether you see that there is a loyalty that exists, because there are a lot of brands that have their loyal customers. So how are they really using that as a base for marketing their new brands? So that is something that we would want to know. And again, very importantly, how is the market and the customers accepting this in the overall scheme of things? So this is where we have the new brand launch product as a category. Moving on to the third category, which is excellence in packaging. Again, as the name suggests, we know that F&B packaging has been a very important one in the past, and how packaging has helped in ensuring that customers are using this to an extent. And also packaging has driven a lot of sales in the past and has been doing so as well. So what is the sort of innovation that is happening here? Sorry, is there an echo? I hope I'm audible.
Yes, Pragya, you're audible.
Okay, sorry, I just sort of stopped sharing. Sorry. Just give me 1 second. Sorry, just another minute. Yeah, I'm just going to share my screen. Please let me know once you see it. Yes, so I was talking about excellence in packaging, and as the name suggests, what are the sort of innovation that has happened in the F&B and nutraceutical product packaging designs? You know, what has been the change in functionality? How have you solved any packaging issue that your customers or your vendors might have highlighted? So, in terms of innovation, in terms of the appeal, in terms of aesthetics, also ensuring that how are you regulating to the compliance and safety that has been set across, because we know F&B industry being very particular in terms of quality and compliances. How is the entire packaging that has been introduced helping in this front? This specific category could be for a new launch or could be for an existing product as well. We've kept that open for now. But it's important to highlight these factors while you fill the application form. Moving on to the next set of categories. Excellence in sustainable practices. This again being a very important category because we all are working towards sustainability, right? So how are you as the industry focusing on incorporating sustainable practices, right? So this could be in terms of changing a process. It could be any other impactful change that you have made in your regular business operations, in terms of storage of your products, warehousing, any sort of process related change that has been done, which is environment friendly, in terms of usage of sustainable materials. Those sort of entries is what we will be looking at in this category specifically. In case if there is any packaging related sustainable activity that the organization would have done, I would recommend that you rather apply in the packaging category. Here, more importantly, it will be if there is any process change that has been made, if there is any ingredient change that has been made in the product, more sort of those entries will be encouraged in the sustainable practices category. From an outside marketing or packaging point of view, you can apply in those respective categories. That should not be a problem. Moving on to the fifth category, which is health and wellness product of the year. This again being very, very important for the F&B as well as nutraceutical products. There are several that exist in the market, which is working towards consumers' health and wellness. So the FI India Awards, along with Informa, they would want to recognize such brands. So it's important that here, when you are submitting the application, I'm sorry, there's an echo. I hope I'm still audible. Okay, I'll continue. Yeah, so for health and wellness product of the year, it's important that while filling up the application form, you do highlight about the products, what is the nutritional value, and support this with if any research has been done, if there is any R&D has been done internally on how are you supporting these claims, because we do see that there are a lot of products that exist in the market, and even while advertising, there are tall claims that have been made. But if there is anything that you've been mentioning in the application form, it's important that you support it with any sort of proof that you have in place, especially in terms of what is the nutritional value that you're offering. If there are any customer testimonials that you would have, that the customers are using this and they are facing that sort of change, or they have developed any, how are they ensuring, how are you ensuring that they have recovered from any sort of health issue that they might have. And that customer testimonial will also definitely help in uh, jury to assess the product better. And of course, market impact and sales growth will also be one important element to evaluate how good the product is. And like we mentioned, health benefits supported by scientific research is absolutely required, because we do not want, as organizers, and I talk on behalf of Informa and the FI India property altogether, that we would not be encouraging and promoting products that do not have supportings, especially in the health and wellness product category. So this is something that has been introduced this year, and we would want um, uh, very specific supportings provided. So while you fill the application form in this category, please do make a note of this. If we do not have supporting documents relevant to this, then your entry will unfortunately will not be taken forward. All right, moving on to the next category, which is integrated marketing campaign. I think in the last year we had digital and we had separate marketing category. But based on the responses that we saw from the participants, we thought of combining the two and making it more larger, because we know digital is something that everybody is using these days, because the traditional marketing for F&B, overall, and even nutraceutical brands, products, etc., they face a lot of challenges in advertising themselves on television. So maybe a combination of digital and traditional media, of how are you promoting your products, and how are you using different marketing skills in talking, in creating awareness about your products into the market. So that is something which will be evaluated in this category. So, when you fill the application form, definitely talk about the innovative aspect of your campaign. And a pre and post will be encouraged. So, maybe if you have assessed that before a particular marketing, your sales or your customer growth percentage or your brand recognition was X, but after this campaign, which was done in the last 2 years, this has been the gradual change that we have seen in these parameters. So that will help in jury understand that how well this campaign was. So do highlight this when you're filling up the application form. Moving on to the next set of categories. So excellence in product rebranding. So this is again specifically in terms of how are you rebranding your existing product. Now this rebranding is not limited to only packaging, because packaging is something which is already there in a category. This is more to do with if you have changed the variant, you have changed an ingredient, or if you have changed your target audience. So say earlier it could be kids, but now you are evolving as a brand and you also want to target youth, um, to a certain age group. So how have you actually rebranded your product in terms of catering to your new set of target audience? So here also, very importantly, when you fill the application form, it's important to set that tone that this is what our target audience was earlier, but after rebranding, it could be the same or it could be somebody else. And what sort of rebranding strategies have we used? Why have we done rebranding at all? That's also very important to bring out in the application form. Because if there is a rebranding activity, if was there a problem statement behind it, or it was a brand thought, that will give a jury the sense of why this activity was conducted, right? And how was it taken in the market? Because a lot of times when there's a rebranding of a product, whether in terms of packaging or if there is any ingredient change, there is a lot of marketing activity that is involved, because customers are very comfortable in something which already exists. So to change their entire perception, there is a lot of work that goes on. So it's very important that you highlight this factor while filling the application form, in terms of how has this changed the brand perception, how have people accepted this, what has been the sales growth, whether you saw degrowth or you actually saw that no people are understanding this and there was a growth in sales. So all these elements, we've asked this all in the application form. But even while filling this, do keep all these factors in mind. It will just help you to structure an application form correctly for that category, and also the jury will be able to evaluate you better. Then outstanding contribution to food industry. This is also a very, very important category that we have this year. We have subcategorized into manufacturing industry and service industry because, again, combining the two would have been a challenge. So in terms of food safety, what are the contributions or the processes that are in place in order to execute a particular task, either for a manufacturer in the F&B space or a service provider in the F&B space, right? So, what is that you're doing in terms of safety protocols? What has been the impact of these uh, contributions to your consumers, to your target audience, or could be to your vendors? What are the safety precautions that you have you have in place, and how are you also training your internal staff, right? Because it's also important that people who are working towards building this product, in terms of putting this together while assembling, or even in terms of even at the manufacturing level, it's very important that the team who's doing this is well aware. So what sort of training that keeps happening to ensure that the safety protocols have been maintained, right? So bring this out in the application form, support it with photographs, support it with brochures. If there are any SOPs that exist, I'm sure every department, especially service manufacturing, these are all very integral part of the organization. So if there is an SOP which is created that's been given to the employees to understand things better, do attach that as well. So when we are taking the jury members through those information, it will help them in understanding the entire process better. Then another new category that we have introduced this year is excellence in food training and education. So here we are recognizing institutes, colleges, educational institutes who are training, educating people in usage of food, ingredients, and also, how are they ensuring that they are educating people in terms of being healthy, keeping things in place such that your health has been taken care of. So there are several institutes that are working towards it. There are also a lot of research activity that takes place. So this year we thought, why not, along with the organizations that have been participating in the awards, why not also introduce institutes? So this is also something that we have. So in case if you all being organizations or brands, if you're working with any institutes who is investing a lot of time in training, educating people, have programs around education initiatives towards food, usage of food, machinery, etc. You all can definitely encourage them to participate this year. The next set of categories, again, startup is something that we have introduced this year. We definitely want to focus on this ecosystem. So if you all are working at organizations, if you all are working with startups who is definitely making an impact um, uh, in the F&B and nutraceutical industry, and bringing in new products, technology, business ideas, that's helping in building the overall industry. It's not only the startups, but overall, how are we all contributing to the growth of the industry? So if you all are working with any startups, do encourage them to participate. We are following the government definition of the startup, that you need to be minimum 10 years incorporated, like below 10 years of incorporation, and your turnover should be less than 100 crores. So we are following the government uh, definition of startups. So if you're working with similar companies, please do encourage them to participate. And they also should be DPIIT approved. That's important. So to bring this out when you explain it to them. And all this information is available while they fill the application form as well. So they'll be able to understand on the information and documentation that they require. Moving on to the next set of categories. So excellence in supply chain, logistics, and warehousing. So this was also something which is an integral part of this industry, and we know that F&B being used on a daily basis in terms of products, the consumptions is humongous. So having a strong supply chain, logistic, and warehousing process is extremely important for any brand or organization to have. So in this category specifically, we'll be looking at on how are you ensuring that, in case of any situation that might arise due to any natural calamity, or any other issue, how are you ensuring that your supplies are in check, your retailers do not face an issue that there is a product shortage. So those sort of initiatives that you have taken in the last 2 years in terms of improving your existing logistics supply chain, warehousing networks, increasing the number of overall vendors that you all work with in this space. That's important to highlight. And definitely because it's food, and beverage, and also nutraceutical products. Each of them have an expiry date. So how are you also ensuring safety? Because if there is a storage that's happening, so what sort of quality checks are in place to ensure that products which are expired are not being sent to your supply for at the retailers, right? So it's also important that when you fill the application form, you bring out the quality and compliance safety processes that you have to ensure that there is a smooth supply chain happening. And also in terms of storage, these are the processes in place to ensure that if there are any perishable products that you all offer, all those are taken care of, and within their shelf life they have been disposed if they across the expiry period as per the product. Um, the next category is excellence in research and development. So here, what we've done is, so based on our experience and based on the entries that we had received last year, there was a major difference in the sort of investment that was done with respect to R&D. So here, this year, what we have done is we have given a budget that if your overall R&D initiative is less than 50 lakhs, then you can apply in this category. Then 50 to 1 crore is one bracket, and more than 1 crore is one bracket. So if your spends or your budget on R&D for that particular product or for that particular process that you have implemented is in whichever segment, you can accordingly apply. So then what happens is it becomes easier for the jury members to do a comparison between two entries, because brands, we know there are larger brands, there are smaller brands, there'll be startups. So everybody has a different capacity to invest money for R&D, right? And R&D is something that there is always a budget there, but you do sort of extend it in basis the work that has been done. So it's important that based on the initiative that you have taken in R&D, and based on the investment that you have made, you select the correct subcategory and apply accordingly. Moving on to our eligibility criteria. So categories we've covered all. In terms of eligibility, we have kept it similar to last year. It's an annual property, so we do not want to make too many changes. So any organization that has been participating or any brand that would want to participate should be minimum 1 year, should have minimum 1 year of existence in India as on March 31st, 24. In terms of initiative period, any initiative, any brand launch, any product innovation, any packaging changes, rebranding, etc., all the categories that we spoke about, the initiative should have been implemented, and the impact of that initiative should have been fallen into the last 2 years bracket, which is April 1, 2022 to March 31st, 24. So even though your product has been launched earlier than this date, but the impact of that particular product is largely falling into our period, we will still take that into consideration, right? So ensure that whichever product or initiative you are submitting for the awards should fall into this period. A lot of times what happens is there are some great work that happens, but unfortunately, because this time period is not taken into consideration, your entries then gets disqualified. So I'll just reiterate this point again. If there has been any launch of the initiative along with the impact that has happened in this last 2 years, they can definitely apply. And in case if your product or your initiative has launched earlier, but major part of the project falls into our period along with the impact, so it's you can still apply. And since it's FI India Awards, it's important that the products or the beneficiary of that product should be the Indian market and not elsewhere. So it should not be that you're developing a product in India, but then your beneficiary is international. So that will not be allowed. It's important that your beneficiary as well as the product, uh, the launch, everything happens in the Indian market, and the beneficiary is the Indian consumers. Startups have already explained. I will move forward. So this year we have elaborated a process this year a little further, because we are in the middle of our uh, call entry process, and we have been receiving an overwhelming response, and I'm sure after this session also many of you will be participating. So in order to have a very interactive process and also giving you the opportunity to interact with the jury members, we have um, a preliminary check round that EY will perform basis the eligibility and the categories, etc., that we spoke about. Then there is going to be a screening jury evaluation of all the entries. So all the application forms, supporting documents, etc., that you will be sharing, all those will be screened by the screening jury members. And based on that evaluation, top 3 finalists per category will be invited for a virtual presentation or a physical presentation that is still under discussion with the jury members. So last year it was more of a paper evaluation, in the sense whatever application form you have submitted, basis that the evaluation was conducted. But this year we are trying to have an interaction, because jury members have a lot of questions and all of them may not be getting answered by your application form, right? So which is why we will be giving that opportunity to the participants to make that sort of presentation to the jury and explain their point of view as well. So we will have specific period of time given to the participants to make the presentation, followed by Q&A. So this is how we will be determining the winners for this year across the categories that we have. So yes, I have spoken about all the categories in details. Now I'll just quickly take up if there are any questions. Yes, Jyoti Shri, I see your hand up. If there is any question.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi,
Hi.
Pragya. Am I audible?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity and thank you for this time you are having with us. So my question is that as you mentioned health and wellness product of the year category,
Yeah.
there should be some supporting documents, right?
Right.
So those supporting documents should be like some research papers that have already been done from somewhere, like any university or like any organization that have done that research. So that supporting document could be that the document which is not authored by me.
Exactly. Yes. Definitely, we are looking at a supporting document. See, because like I mentioned, like health and wellness product is very sensitive, and there are a lot of benefits that the product offers to the consumers. So we would want to know that what sort of surveys or research the organization has done, and if there has been an independent institute. Now, whether it could be an institute, it could be any other organization, could be an audit firm, whoever
Anybody.
has validated that information. So that is something we definitely require.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, any other questions? Are there any questions on the chat? Yes, Arun, Mr. Arun, you can.
Yeah, hi, Pragya.
Yeah. Hi, yes.
Hi. So my question is regarding the first category, that is excellence in product innovation.
Okay.
Okay, so since it's mentioned product innovation, so does it have to be a existing product in our portfolio that is innovated or an entirely new product which is developed by your company?
So I would suggest, since we already have a new brand launch category separately for new products, you can have an existing product innovation in that category. It will make more sense. Um, Although we have not restricted that, you cannot apply with a new product in the product innovation category, you can do that as well. But since you also have an option of new brand launch category as well, I would suggest that you rather, if it's a new product entirely, you can apply in the new brand launch category, and for an existing product, you can apply in product innovation.
Okay, okay, yeah, cool. Thanks.
Yeah. Any other questions? Yes, Kia Kulkarni.
Yeah, Pragya, first of all, thanks for the detailed presentation that you've given. I had a question in terms of the criteria for applicants. We are a distributor of ingredients. So food ingredients is one of the categories of our business. So I just wanted to check, for example, if you take the excellence in supply chain, the criteria that you mentioned is mostly for the end product, the brands, in terms of them. So how would you be evaluating somebody like us?
Okay. So, frankly, at this point of time, all the categories that we have are for brand specific only. Having said that, I would still request you to participate in the supply chain category. What you can do is, you can do it jointly with a brand. So, whichever brand that you are working for, you can have them participate as well, or maybe take their consent, because you are ultimately, talking about their products, or the help that
We
you are
talk about
providing.
our products only.
Okay,
So,
so then there is no problem. So here in this case, you will not have a separate vendor who is doing this for you. You will be doing it for yourself, right? So then
we'll
you
be
can.
a ingredients provider. So the products that we will be talking about will be the food ingredients. It will
Correct.
not be a specific brand.
Okay. It will be food ingredients and not brands. Let me just get back to you, Kaya, on this.
Sure.
Okay, if you can, what I'll do is I'll put my email ID here. If you can just write to me with the product portfolio and about your company.
Sure.
Let me just study that and then recommend on how you can apply for this particular category, or if any other category that's applicable.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks. Yes, Dr. Prakash.
Yeah, I have a difficulty in uploading the documents.
On the portal, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just putting in my email ID in the chat box.
Okay.
If you can just write to me with
Oh,
your user ID
okay.
and the documentation, we will get it uploaded at the package.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
I'll do.
Okay. Our declare excellence, but the parameters upon a different category apply as a consulting company. Okay, we'll respond to Bhagyashree separately. Okay, any other questions? Anybody has? All the information that we have spoken about is mentioned on the website, along, the categories, the definitions. We are live. So if the application form that we spoke about, all of them are mentioned on the website. So I will encourage everybody to participate and submit their applications as soon as possible. The last date for submissions is end of August. 31st August is what we have given the deadline for. But I would request you can submit your application as soon as possible, so that in case if there is any changes, any additional information we require from you all, we can write to you and get that incorporated before the closing date, So it will also be helpful for us in terms of evaluating the entries. There is another question from Raj. What comes under product innovation brochure, which is a mandatory field under excellence in sustainable practices? So, like I mentioned while explaining the category, Raj, that if you are talking about any specific ingredients or any specific change that you have made in terms of sustainability, then you might want to give us the background about that product. So when we say product brochure, it means that if there is a use of ingredient, then you give us those details that these are the kind of things that we have included in the product, which makes it more sustainable. Or, while supplying this, these are the practices that we have in place to make it more sustainable. If it is packaging related, like I mentioned, you can apply in the packaging category, it will be more relevant. But apart from that, if there is any change in the process, any change in use of material, etc., supporting document of that particular product will help. So that's what we require in the brochure. Yes. Any other questions? Why do I see it? Let's just 1 second.
So Pragya,
Yes.
yeah, it's a general question. So it's first time we are participating in this event. So FI India, how it is related to EY?
So, sir, EY is onboarded as process advisors. FI India is a property of Informa Markets. They have the FI exhibition, and along with that, they have introduced the FI awards. And Informa Markets have onboarded EY as process advisors. So we are ensuring that the entire process is being done independently. There is an audit trail maintained, and the sponsors or the organizers are not at all involved in the final winner determination process. So that's what EY's role is.
Got that. Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Prakash, I still see your hand up. Is there another question? Okay. I have put in my email ID on the chat. When you visit our website, maybe between Nestor and Naksh, if anybody can just put in the website link. There is the email ID of Nestor's as well. If you all are stuck anywhere, if there is any technical issue that you all are facing, please write to us. We'll be happy to help. And we are definitely looking forward in receiving your applications and making this awards successful. And like I said, we are in the middle of the awards and we have already received an overwhelming response. So I'm also expecting that once we receive entries from you all across categories, it will definitely add to the awards prestige. And definitely looking forward to answering any of your questions. Please write to us if there is anything. If required, we'll be conducting another AMA session closer to the date if there is any other queries that participants are reaching out to. But I hope you all found this session. I hope that you all found this session interesting and helpful, and you will be submitting the entries across categories, and looking forward to receiving your applications. Before we log out for the day, yes, Akash.
Pragya ji, Om Sharma has some question. OP Sharma ji, he's raising hands on the screen.
Okay. I'm sorry, I couldn't see. Oh yeah, he's on the other screen. Yes. Good afternoon, sir. I'm so sorry. Sorry, you're on mute. I couldn't see you. You are still on mute, sir. I'm not able to hear you.
Please unmute, sir.
No, still not able to hear you, sir. You will see a mic option, sir. Just click on that, so you will be able to unmute yourself. Sir, if I may suggest, you can I have put in my email ID. I'll just put it again for your reference. It's in the chat box. Okay. Send me your number. I will call you on regular phone. Then I will resolve your query. Maybe you're unable to mute, so not a problem. I'll call you. Okay. I hope you got my email ID. I have put it on the chat box. So yes, thank you so much, everybody. We have such a large group. We are all very overwhelmed to see a great response of everybody coming in and joining in the AMA session today. Before we log off for the day, I would request whoever can, if possible, come on video, and we'll just take a quick group picture for our social media. I'll just give a couple of more seconds for people to come on video. Yes. Ankita or Naksh, will you just quickly take a picture? Everybody
Yes.
can give a nice smile. We have a long weekend coming up, so I'm hoping that we'll expect your entries before that. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for joining us today, and hope you have a nice day and a great long weekend ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.